quickly Tony Ferguson will be 37 in 2 months. So
Okay.
he's right there on the edge. But in terms of my breakdown on this fight, I'm not going to say that the result of this fight is because of what Justin Gaethje did to Tony Ferguson. I'm not going to say that but what people aren't remembering is things like that have been happening to Tony Ferguson his entire career. Like at least going back like post Danny, once he started like really standing and striking a lot more, dude can take a beating. He really, really can, especially in the first round. He is an incredibly slow starter. He almost always loses the first round. His entire slow starting of a round gave Lando Venata an entire UFC career. He's not great in the first round. And it's not a terrible thing if you can get it back, which he can. He always builds up and builds up and builds up, especially once he made that wonderful transition into 5-round fights. We're not talking about 5-round fights. We're talking about a 3-round fight right now. A lot of people are going against Do Bronx because they talk about he's a quitter. I used to be on that train, trust me. And I'm not saying he's no longer a quitter because he has all of these wins that have racked up, because a lot of them, the standard of competition is much lower. I'm willing to admit that. But even just in his very last fight against Kevin Lee, several times within the first and even the second round, he had an option to quit and he didn't. And Kevin Lee hits, volume-wise, yes, down from Ferguson. Strength-wise, power-wise, substantially more than Tony Ferguson. And you talked about how Tony Ferguson, if he is down, he will throw from bottom. He'll go crazy. Rewatch Kevin Lee versus Do Bronx. He's throwing up like crazy. He's throwing up, trying to grab a leg. He's kicking from bottom. He's punching while he's down. Literally the only time he didn't was there was a stretch of time in the second round where Kevin Lee was 100% just laying on him and pressing like his face against his face so he couldn't get punched for like an extended period of time to get rest. And I've heard some people say bad things, the fact that like Kevin Lee was able to quote get him down so easily, but he got down Tony Ferguson not that difficultly as well. He's good at that. That's why so many people thought he was a future champion before we all know his mental lapses against everybody. Again, not disparaging Kevin Lee and his questionable tattoo choices. That's not who we're talking about. I'm not going to go down that road. But although I did say on Twitter, I do truly believe this, that Do Bronx beat him so bad that he got that tattoo, because there's
weird
really
tattoo.
It's not even done yet. It's like, I don't know. It's half armor. I think it's samurai armor. I don't know, but
I've looked at it 100 times. I can't figure out what it's supposed to be.
Maybe when it's done, I don't know. If he's trying to have a helmet, doesn't he understand it's supposed to go over your whole head, but not like the top knot?
But it looks like it has flames coming up underneath. It doesn't make sense.
Is that a secondary tattoo? Okay, we're sorry. We're spending so much time on Kevin Lee's questionable tattoo choice. He already had it before, but it's back. I was very impressed with Do Bronx in that fight. I've been a Do Bronx backer in the past. His striking looked phenomenal in that fight compared to what it has before. He's always had flashes, but now it's finally like cinching up. He actually has a little bit of defense. And so we talked about it pre-show. The last person to really have a submission attempt against Tony Ferguson was Danny Castillo. That was a long time ago, man. It's like really everybody is just trying to stand up with Tony Ferguson. He's willing to oblige. Like he'll strike with you. And then when he rocks you, that's when he lynches on submission. His striking is super unique. He throws the elbows, the standing elbows, everything like that, and he cuts you up. That's all fantastic. He's a slow starter. It's a 3-round fight. Do Bronx is a fast starter. He will put it on in the first round. And I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to like Imanari roll out of stuff when you're fighting Do Bronx. He's going to grab something. He's going to grab a neck, and his squeeze is insane. So I'm surprised at the dog money here. I know at some point in this week it was higher, and I would have loved to have a higher price, but I love the plus 150. So I'm actually picking Do Bronx here. I think he is on the ascent. I'm not saying Tony Ferguson is going off a cliff. I'm not saying he's done. I'm just saying he got up to that upper tier and found himself wanting. I always thought he was going to be tough for Khabib, but I'm sorry if Ferguson would have been able to do that to him. And I know it's different styles. I think Khabib would have destroyed him too. He's just not quite there. I don't know if that was an age thing, that he was there a couple of years ago, but he kept not getting a title shot. But my bet on this is 1 unit on Do Bronx at the plus 150.